how's the week been? You said after the game the other day you were bitterly disappointed. The last quarter sort of masked the issues. How have you tackled the week after that performance?
Look, I think the only way you can do it is with integrity. So we're obviously really disappointed with the first three quarters, particularly around the ball, which we feel like we pride ourselves on. So we sort of attack that issue in review. So hopefully it's really hard to judge, X's and O's and game plans if there's fluctuating contests, and we felt that was the case. So we had a look at that and hopefully address that on the weekend, and then we have a good look at how we play after that. But players were good, and they were really strong and around what they want to stand for around that stuff. So that's something we're aiming for to achieve this week.
And already made a couple of changes selection-wise. Are there more omissions to come? I know you flagged VFL form was something you were really looking at, and obviously the extended bench, but are there more of those changes to come?
Oh, look, we've just left the track now, so we have got our final match committee until this afternoon, so we're not in a position to update any further on that. Just to what'll be will be. We've got some discussions still to have around the team. Obviously, Richmond pose a different threat, so we need to go through all those factors this afternoon and put our team in tonight.
Jack Ginnivan, 7 goals in 2 games on the extended bench today. I guess tell us a little bit about his development over the period of time. He's put himself right in the frame for a debut.
He has, and he's been in heavy discussions around match committee for a couple of weeks now, which is great for him. He's getting really close, and he's obviously a really talented small forward that we're really excited about for the future. And he's really been building his work rate at VFL level to be AFL ready. So I think he's getting closer by the week. It's great for him, and I think he's an excitement for us for the future. And he's got some really good attributes. So he's just really been working on consistency at VFL level. We're finding that he's building that. So yeah, he's been well and truly in discussions the last few weeks.
And Callum Brown as well, playing more in the midfield in the VFL last couple of weeks, was very good on the weekend again. I guess, how impressive is it to see that he's gone back to sort of the more natural role of him playing in the midfield and hitting those sort of straps at the moment?
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's the attitude to go back and attack it how he has. So I think everyone's been impressed with that. So that's great for him to be able to just head down back to the VFL as a midfielder and churn out some really good performances. So that puts him in the frame. He's been largely a forward at AFL level for a long time now. So we're sort of having a look at that at VFL as a midfielder. So that's been good for him. He's working really hard on those traits that are required as a midfielder at AFL level. So we feel that's coming along really well. And where that lands for him, time will tell. But he's really putting his hand up strongly.
What do you need to get right against the Tigers, Rob? Obviously they're not exactly flying at the moment either. And they've got Nate Curvis' name to come back. What do you need to get right in this game? And what have you noticed about Richmond?
Clearly you need to get a lot right, and we're expecting their best. We expect they're, coming off some performances that haven't been as strong for them. We're expecting their best efforts. I think the way they play is really distinctive. So we know what we're up against, particularly around the contest and the surge and the pressure. So we need to match that for a start, which we weren't happy with ourselves last week. So there's already a battle there to be won, and we know how good they are at that. So we're expecting, as I said, we're expecting their best Sunday. And we like to think we're going to come to the party with that as well. So it's going to be a good contest, and we know where that's at.
And Rob, the last 2 weeks we've seen sort of some lapses, where there's really good footy at the end and some periods of sort of cold form. How do you feel you address that? Can try get that right so you can get 4 quarters of really good football? What's sort of been the message?
Well, the messaging has been quite simply that we've been too inconsistent with patches of fluctuating efforts, and we want to smooth those out. And when we have done that, for periods of time, we've scored well and we've looked dangerous. And our players have shown their strengths. So that's what we want to see more of, and that's based on consistently being at the level with AFL elite work rate, and that's what we're working to do for all of our players. We're trying to teach our youngest players the best way, and that's what we feel the best way is. So that's our challenge. But I feel, in the times that we have been able to string pressure and contest together, we have looked dangerous, and that's what we want to do. We've got things we want to work on, but we want to get those base elements right before we can start to actually assess those other areas. So that's what we're working towards.
Rob, just wanted to check. I saw Jordan De Goey run off after the brief match sim. He looked fine. I presume he is, but he didn't return. Can you just anything there?
No, he's good. He's ready to go, and we're happy with his work rate at the moment. I thought he was, really shining light in the area last week. He's had a good week. Really excited about his last little bit of the season. So yeah, that's all good from our end.
Yeah, no stress. And I saw you having a chat to Oliver Henry. Is he in the mix?
Yep.
To come in?
Yeah, he's similar to Jack Ginnivan in the fact that he's stringing together some really good performances at VFL level. He has a taste at AFL level, so he knows the requirements there and the step up. So he's certainly been thrusting his name forward the last few weeks in VFL. So he's an exciting prospect for us. But again, trying to balance that talent out with work rate and what's required. So that's building for him, and again, those performances at VFL level put him in the frame for AFL selection as well.
Rob, how's the week been, obviously, in the wake of this news at Hawthorn, where Sam Mitchell obviously pulled out of the race for this job? There's now that succession plan, Alistair Clarkson's future. How has the week been from a Collingwood perspective? Because naturally, obviously, the Magpies have been linked to, I guess, any sort of new movements in the coaching.
Oh, look, I can't speak for the players. All I can speak, we've had our own issues to deal with here. Just trying to get our training right, our meetings right, and our reviews right for last week's game. So that's been purely our focus. So yeah, anything out of that for us is a distraction at the moment. We've got our head down, trying to get our results the way we want them, and we're playing the sort of footy we want to play. So anything outside of that for us is distraction, and that's the way we see it. That's the way I see it, definitely. And we'll get our head down and focus on what we can control.
And how's Jeremy Howe coming along? I mean, he's getting close to returning. Is he sort of close enough next couple of weeks, maybe being in the frame to return in some form?
Yeah, look, without getting the definite details on that, all I can say is he moved well today again on the track. He's been building his footy loads over the last few weeks to really good levels, but he's still, he's not next week, put it that way. He's in the near future, hopefully. We don't know when, and we want to get that right. He's a quality player, really valuable commodity to us. So we want to make sure when he comes back, he's right. So we leave that to the medical staff and strength and conditioning to get that right for us.